Bonsoir les amis, this is Llyane Stanfield and you can find me at parisianfrench.com. And happy Black Friday. I hope that you bought a lot of stuff and anyway, if you want to learn French, I want you to come on live and give you the three most frequently asked questions that I receive regarding investing in a program for French. And should you invest? Is the right time for you? Is it too soon? Did you wait for too long? And so I really wanted to give you a few insights about that. And what I do have for Black Friday is what's in the link in Facebook Live is above, and in YouTube is going to be below the video. And so go there and check it out. But before you do, let me give you the answers to these three frequently asked questions. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'm going to answer them right after I finish this video. So, thank you for the likes. The most commonly frequently asked questions are three. So, the first one is, I'm learning for free. What is the best application or way that I would recommend to you in order to learn French? And so I am using Duolingo. I learned Italian, Spanish and German with Duolingo, and it's amazing. Of course, I give you a lot of free resources as well, but Duolingo has a way to motivate you, and that's really important, because if you don't have a coach, then you don't have, someone to keep you accountable in a way. And Duolingo gives you those strikes, and it's really motivating, even addictive. So you really want to keep score and not to interrupt is really, really good. I know I do it every day. I have like 137, I think, days that I was able not to, to keep every single day. And so that's amazing. Plus, another thing that they do very well, they give you a percentage of fluency. So, for instance, me, I'm 19% fluent in Italian, 30-some% in Spanish, and I don't even want to say I am in German because that's really hard. But I do. And so now those are advantages because it's motivating. Oh my God, I'm more and more. And you can put this percentage on LinkedIn and show off, or use it for my resume and so on. But please don't, because that is a little deceiving. That percentage doesn't really serve you at anything, because I may be fluent, whatever level that they say, it's motivating me to continue and to increase that number, yes, but I can't make a sentence in either of these languages. The good part that they have is that they give you vocabulary, but they don't give you pronunciation. I had a problem with Spanish pronunciation, no problem with Italian and German because I knew them. But with Spanish, I did, and I had to look for other resources for some rules. With French, you don't have that. The rules of pronunciation, all the rules of pronunciation don't exist anywhere. And I know that because I had to create my own pronunciation course where I put together all the pronunciation rules for my clients. I didn't have a resource to send them to. So Duolingo doesn't have that. So another thing that Duolingo does not do, and I'm huge because I miss conversation, it does not help you make conversation. You can't actually speak and apply what you're learning through the application. So now that leads me to the second question. The second question would be, okay, well, if I can't make a conversation through Duolingo, then what if I use those free programs? I don't even know, because I didn't try them. Language exchange, or speak to with my friends, or things that exist out there, and a lot of people use them. There are advantages and disadvantages to that too. So the advantages, so that is good for you if you completely panic when you want to make conversations. So if that's you, then absolutely go and use one of those, because at least it's going to get you moving in conversation. it's important for you to just start using what you use, and that's a stranger. You don't really care because you may not meet them again. And so I really don't know. I mean, I don't want to, but use that kind of a venue for you to break through into conversation, so that the conversation doesn't stay as a taboo or something that's a huge scare, because that will hold you into learning mode, and that means you get more and more frustrated, because the level of your conversation will stay somewhere here and the level of knowledge will increase, and this difference will make you self-conscious all the time. My God, I know so well, and yet I can't use it. And I stand for conversation, so I'm not big in learning as like a mental exercise. That's good if you want to do that. That's not what I do. Anyway, so those applications or venues are really good for that. The disadvantage of those venues is that once you broke through the conversation phase, I mean, you can actually get a little more comfortable as you make conversation. It's going to, because you make conversation with people who are not trained to guide you, to coach you through and help you correct your own mistakes, that kind of conversation made with people who don't correct you well will only reinforce you'll end up reinforcing your own mistakes, and that's not good at all, because I know a lot of my clients have mistakes that are well practiced, and it's so much harder to unlearn those habits than to learn from scratch. And so that's my take on those venues. And the third question is, when would be a good time for you to invest? At what level? After how many words do you need to know, and verbs or grammar? What level, right? That is the question that I receive. And so my answer to this is that there is no rule, because I have clients who have never touched French ever, and so they start from absolute zero. They never endeavored this before on their own or with someone else. And I also have clients who have BAs, MBAs, and PhDs in French, but conversation, it's not that good for them and it doesn't work for them, and so they hire me. And so the level has absolutely no implication in your making this decision to invest or not. What does, though, is your decision to consider yourself bilingual. Let me explain. The term bilingual or fluent are very pretentious, because most people define that, and I know because I had a lot of discussions with people from the industry, that you are either bilingual or fluent. I don't even know which one's which, but they kind of keep flipping from one to the other. Only if you speak like a native, you can call yourself bilingual or fluent. Well, I'm going to break it for you. You will never speak an acquired language like a native, because unless you speak only that language and you give up on any other language. So you don't speak your mother tongue ever, and you speak only the acquired language, then you'll end up eventually speaking it as if you were a native. I've been in Canada for 23 years speaking English, not for a hobby, but for survival, and I am still not speaking it like my mother tongue. So just know this and don't strive for that anymore. Do consider yourself bilingual at the level that you are at, just like Duolingo does, right? So they tell you, well, you're 19% fluent in Italian. That means that with this amount of words, if you were to speak, because Duolingo doesn't actually give you that, but I would, right? So I'll have you speak with those words. But with those 10 words and 3 verbs, you are fluent at that level. So for instance, take a 3-year-old, and I've taught children in kindergarten. And so children coming into an all-French school without any knowledge of French, it takes them 3 months to actually be fully fluent when they are 3-year-old. Okay, so let's take them. Would you like to be as fluent as they are with the vocabulary that they have? Remember, they are 3-year-old, and so meaning that they have very limited vocabulary. However, with that very limited vocabulary, they are fully fluent. I mean, believe me, they know how to get what they want, right? So they are. And so consider yourself, depending on the knowledge of the vocabulary and grammar that you have, that you are fluent or bilingual. I wouldn't say fluent, but you could, or bilingual at that level that you're at. But do use it, and so make it fluent, right? Make it fluent by using it in conversation on whatever venue that you want to use. Whether are the venues that we talked before, or you hire a coach, but you do make conversations so that you use your knowledge and make that level fluent for you. So if you consider yourself bilingual already, and just see how you feel about that. Can that get you off the fence? Because if you have other priorities that stand before your bilingualism, then drop bilingualism and give it 2017 or 2018 or whatever date in the bucket, and so pursue that other priority that you have that's stronger, rather than staying on the fence, should I, shouldn't I, because that is just the worst place to be. So however, if you do feel really good when you feel, okay, I am bilingual, because however, whatever level of the language you are at right now, you can consider yourself bilingual at whatever level you're at. And so if you considering yourself bilingual feels really, really good in your body, then just go for it, invest, and just do it like you mean it, rather than just promising yourself and not. We're just very close to the New Year resolutions. We don't want to have that on the New Year resolution list, because we know what happens with the list of the New Year resolutions. So that's my take on these 3 questions. I hope that helps you. And so if you have any other questions, please write in the comments below and I'm going to answer. And now if you made your decision to invest, go to the link up above or on the Facebook Live and below on YouTube, and invest if that's the time for you. And if not, drop it and follow and pursue the other priorities that you have in life right now. Thank you so much for watching this, and don't ever give up on your dream to become bilingual, learn Parisian French, and break the language barrier. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt. Au revoir.